The village of Eldermore lay nestled in a shallow valley, where the whispering forest loomed like a silent guardian, its ancient trees swaying with secrets older than the kingdom itself. The air was heavy with the scent of damp earth and wood smoke, and the late autumn sun cast a feeble glow over the cluster of thatched cottages. In one such cottage, its walls sagging under the weight of time and neglect, Ilara stood motionless, her heart pounding like a trapped bird against her ribs. She was 20 years old, slight of frame, with chestnut hair that fell in loose waves down her back and eyes the color of storm clouds, gray, flecked with hints of silver that caught the light in rare moments of defiance. But today, those eyes were dull, her hands trembling as they clutched the frayed hem of her woolen dress. The room was small, cramped with the weight of unspoken words, and the flickering fire in the hearth did little to warm the chill that had settled in her bones. Her father, Torin, stood by the door, his broad shoulders hunched as if bearing an invisible burden. His face, weathered by years of toiling in the fields, was set in a hard line, his jaw tight. Her mother, Lila, sat at the table, her hands twisting in her apron, her eyes red-rimmed from tears she refused to let fall. The silence between them was a living thing, thick and oppressive, broken only by the creak of the floorboards as a stranger stepped inside. He was a merchant from the capital, a wiry man with a sharp nose and eyes that gleamed with greed. His fine velvet cloak seemed out of place in the humble cottage, a stark reminder of the world beyond Eldermore, a world Ilara had only glimpsed in stories. 10 gold pieces, the merchant said, his voice slick as oil, his gaze raking over Ilara as if she were a horse at market. A fair price for a barren girl. The word struck Ilara like a slap. Barren. It had been 2 summers since the village healer, old Maeva, had delivered the diagnosis in her cramped, herb-scented hut. Ilara had gone to her in secret, hoping for answers to the pain that had plagued her for months. Instead, she'd received a truth that shattered her world: her womb was fallow, incapable of bearing life. In Eldermore, where a woman's worth was measured by the children she could produce, the news had spread like wildfire. Whispers followed her everywhere, to the well, to the market, to the temple where the villagers prayed to the moon goddess for fertile fields and fertile wombs. Her friends, once eager to braid her hair and share secrets, turned away. Her suitors, few as they were, vanished. And her parents, who had once doted on her, grew distant, their love replaced by a quiet resentment that carved a hollow space in Ilara's chest. "We need the coin," her father said now, his voice low, almost apologetic, though he refused to meet her eyes. "The farm's failing. Your brothers have wives, children. Mouths to feed." Her mother's hands stilled, and a single sob broke free.